Hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Luchi's channel. It's Thursday night again. We are so glad to be here. You can only find us in Sustainable PH. Sustainable PH is a nonprofit organization which advocates sustainable lifestyle, and of course, it is anchored on godly principles. How are you tonight, Kathy?
Good evening. I am doing good. We are missing Ian tonight, but she said she will try to catch up later. Um, we are excited because si Luchis pala, Carlo, I think naka 1 year na tayo of airing. And
Wow.
we are so blessed to be carried by Sustainable PH. Kasi
Yes.
before, we used to stream using our own platform lang. But we're so happy to be part of, of a bigger community of sustainability champions, which is Sustainable PH. And 1 year na, imagine. We,
Yeah.
ayun.
It only means 1 year na yung pandemic.
I know.
Yeah, kasi
Exactly.
Kathy, if you remember, we started Sustainable PH nung start ng pandemic. We were at home, we were doing nothing, and then we felt parang there is a need to express, to share,
Exactly.
experience, knowledge, kanyan,
Mm.
to stay connected with other people. And you know what? I'm so glad that we did this, Kathy. Now
Mm.
we have this medium, Luchi's channel, and yeah, it's a blessing that we were adopted by Sustainable PH. Therefore, we can reach more people than ever
Yeah.
before.
Yes, that is right. So, luces means light for those who are watching us for the first time. So, kami gusto namin sana sa mga questions natin, we want na may answers. So, 'di ba when we bring to light certain questions that we have, then we're able to answer them and we're able to learn new things. So, this is the first time that well, actually, second time that Lucha's channel will go sustainability. Kasi may shows tayo that are hardcore or, for sustainability practitioners talaga, which is Sustainabuzz. And also, there are upcoming shows that we will be airing here. It's very exciting because 2021, we will be launching a lot of shows here on Sustainable PH. Si Colleen yung first, the founder of Sustainable PH. That's where we were able to connect to them and na adopt nga tayo sa Sustainable PH. And tonight, from fresh eyes, yung those who don't know much about sustainability, pare-pareho tayo. So, ngayong gabi, we will learn more about it. And may mag-explain sa atin na very, he's practiced it for a long time now, and we'll get to know him more later, Carlo.
Yeah. Well, dito sa Facebook page ng Sustainable PH, no, maraming hardcore
Mhm.
sustainability practitioners and followers that follows this channel, no. But there are people who are subscribers also, like me and Kathy. We know a little bit. We're learning,
Mm.
pero it's been a blessing so far. Eh. Um, ang sustainability in layman's terms, the way I understand it, no, as
Mm.
I grow to learn it,
Mm.
it's about taking care of the environment.
Mm.
It's about taking care of the economy, which is when you say economy, it's connected to financial or money. No, it's about taking care of social aspects of the community. It's also taking care about the cultural aspects of the community. So all in all, when you put this four together, uh, it's actually life. So
Yeah.
sustainability is a advocacy to take care of all the important and fundamental factors in life, and we mention all the time now that it is anchored on godly principles because taking care of life, taking care of everything that God has given us is actually a mandate by the Lord. Even if you read the
Mhm.
Bible, He says we should be good stewards of His
That is
creation.
right. That's
So,
right.
so yan
Carlo,
ang ano. Yan ang pinaglalaban. Yan ang
Mm.
pinaglalaban ng Sustainable PH.
Yeah,
And we're trying to start a movement. This is actually a
right.
movement so that more and more people will carry this kind of mindset because we know
Mhm.
it is healthy for all of us, and it
Right.
will sustain the Philippines for the next and next generations to come.
That's right.
So, okay, Kathy, I think it's time for me to do the recap, no?
Yes.
Para
What happened last week ba? Kwento mo sa amin.
okay, nako, last week was so exciting, no. It was exciting, guys, because we had guests here who were artists.
Mhm.
There's actually one chef, no, pero the two of them were artists in the name of
Mhm.
Christine Lim, and one is Sherwin Tan, and then the chef who is Joanne Tan. All of them organized the very first fundraiser art exhibit of Sustainable PH. Now, this is momentous for Sustainable PH because this is it's a fundraising event. No? Ang goal nito is to sell art pieces to
Yeah.
collectors. Napakabait na mga artists because they were willing to give a portion of their income from the sales to
Mhm.
Sustainable PH. So therefore, we thank Christian Collective, yan ang grupo nila.
Mhm.
And ang purpose of the funds raised through this art exhibit is to be used for projects of Sustainable PH, which
Yeah.
it plans to do in communities and in to help people and like what I said, no, ang sustainability, medyo ano siya, holistic ang approach niya eh.
Yeah.
um Kathy, may sound ka ata lumalabas.
Okay.
Yeah. So yun ang ano natin, so yun yung last week's episode natin.
Okay. Yeah. So for tonight naman, what we have is the title of our episode is Turning Waste into Cash. So, lahat tayo ngayon, we are looking for more cash because we are in a pandemic and we are in a global crisis. So, it's possible pala to turn waste into cash.
Ba, pwede pala yan, Kathy?
Pwede
I
pala
turn my waste
yun.
into cash?
I know. So, this is very
Yeah.
interesting. Our guest for tonight reached out to us. He messaged us that he wants to promote an event this March 18. So we
Okay.
learn more about that. So our guest for tonight actually is a sustainability champion. He's a climate justice activist, an international speaker on leadership, sustainability, and green business. His passion for people and planet brought him to help and mobilize eco actions in the island and indigenous communities. His training, experience, and global involvement in social enterprise and sustainable development made a mark because of his dedicated commitment and sharing this to the grassroots communities. So mahaba pa, no? He has a long list of credentials. As a citizen of the world, he gives back and volunteers his time and resources to promote friendship, prosperity, and peace. A World Youth Day volunteer and international development worker had led him to travel to 43 countries. So mukhang
That's a
dyan,
lot.
I know, yung pag-travel niya abroad, mukhang yan yung start nung kanyang sustainability journey. So,
Mm.
we'll learn more about his story. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Dan Diaz. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Dan. Good evening.
Oh,
Dan,
ano
you're
na?
on mute. Can you please turn on
Okay,
your sound?
here.
Hi,
Good
Dan. We can hear
Yeah.
you
evening,
now.
everyone. Carlo and Kath. So, thank you very much for having me here in the Luchis channel, hosted by Sustainable PH. Magandang gabi sa ating lahat.
Magandang gabi, Dan. Um, Dan, anong probinsya mo? I really like your accent. Uh,
Yes, I'm in the middle of the archipelago, Cebu, the heart of,
Cebuano ka.
Cebu.
Okay.
yeah, Cebuano. And 500 years tayo ngayon, so Cebu is the center of the world of the circumnavigation.
Oh.
It's a
Oh,
victory, humanity, and Christianity here in Asia, and in the
nako.
Philippines. Yeah.
Dan, matanong ko lang, no, if we were to ask you, no, one very popular characteristic of a Cebuano, what would that be?
Hmm. Hospitability, so we always
Mhm.
welcome everyone. So that's how Cebuanos are.
That's nice. The way you talk nga, you're so ano parang friendly. You're so parang easy to get along. Approachable ba yung ano mo, yung aura
Yes,
mo.
yes.
Dan, we're so
Thank
glad
you.
to have you here. Kami ni Kathy, we're students of sustainability, and we think no, through your guesting, we will learn more about it
Mhm.
because we really want to. Dan, I'll shoot siguro the first question, no?
But before that, Carlo, can we ask muna si Sir Dan, ano ba in layman's terms ang sustainability? Si Carlo has his own definition kanina, no? Pero sa'yo
Mm,
ba, Sir, para mas maintindihan ng viewers natin, ano ba ang sustainability?
So for me, it's just very. It is inherent in every Filipinos. What sustainability is, kasi we are a poor. Most of the people are in the rural and poor communities, so we don't want to waste anything. So everything that we have has to be used. So
Hello?
in Bisaya, pawalay usik, nothing is wasted. And
Nothing is wasted.
aside from that, as much as possible, and that's being poor, because we don't
Mm,
want to, just be wasteful or throw them anywhere. And the
Mm.
other thing that I learned on sustainability when I visited a indigenous community in Agusan Marsh, maybe 5 years ago, where we have provided luches, not light through the solar, to put up
Mm.
solar lights in their school, floating school. And I asked
mm,
the Manobo tribe, why are you here? Like, um, it's like it's too far to go to the city, and you're just here in the marsh. It took us many hours to reach your village in the floating houses. And they say to us, this is our home. This is sacred, and this is where our forefathers, mga lolos and lolas have lived, and we take everything from what we have. This is our life.
mm,
So I realize how sacred their place is. And for me and for the team, we're bringing in trash, we're bringing in plastic, we're bringing in,
mm.
artificial food, and we decided we better bring our trash out of this place so nothing is left
Mm.
there. Yeah. So that's for
Right.
me
Wow.
is sustainability.
Sustainability. Okay.
Yeah, as a Filipino, yeah.
You know what? What you mentioned, it strikes me, no.
Oh, let's
Uh,
may monitor yatang naka-on. Sige, ano natin,
okay,
ah,
wait.
off natin yung
Give me
audio.
give me a sec.
Sige. So Sir Dan, habang inaayos ni Carlo yung audio niya. Sir,
Okay. So it's clear na.
it's
Yan,
clear na.
wala na. Yan,
Okay.
I just want to say, no, sa minention ni Sir Dan, no, I really like that. When he said his definition of sustainability is nothing is wasted.
Mhm.
And that's connected with like what I mentioned kanina, no, the godly principles, no. Kasi with godly principles, it says that nothing that is created by God is wasted. Everything has a purpose. So, dito lumalabas sa inexplain ni Sir Dan, even the hardest thing wherein to find a purpose, like trash. Ang trash, wala na yan purpose kasi tinatapon mo na nga eh. But
Mm.
then again, there is a purpose even with that if you look closely. And I think yan yung nahanap nila, Sir Dan. Kaya in the true essence of the word, nothing is wasted.
Right. That's good. Okay, sige, let's shoot our questions for Sir Dan. Carl.
Okay, Sir Dan,
Ano to, Mr.
ano to,
Universe?
Mr.
parang
Universe.
fast talk to ni Boy Abunda. Okay, okay. Sir
Okay,
Dan,
yes,
first
okay.
question.
Yes, no, okay. All right,
Shoot
thank
na.
you, Tylo.
When and how did this love for sustainability start for you?
At very young age, I lived in a area where it's would be reclamation. So it's like we're squatter in that place. It will be developed as a mall, and we want. And then in that childhood, I will always see like wake up in the morning and just go to the beach and plunge to the sea. And as we grow, I keep on biking, nature, camping, all those sorts, and I realized like you appreciate nature, the creator,
Mm,
and you love it because you love it. You want to protect it. So it's not a science. It's
mm,
not a study. It's not a career. It's how we benefit from it, and therefore we have to take care, protect it, and give it to the next one. And what we experience now, what we feel now, they had also to experience it as well. So that's basically how it started. And then we don't want to take a
mm,
picture with a selfie with the trash, with the smelly place. We
mm,
always appreciate and get the joy, reflect, and get positive through nature. In fact, in the Europe now, they prescribe you to go to nature. If you are so stressed,
mm,
you say, okay, the doctor said, go reflect outdoor as a
mm.
therapy.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, so
That's
there
good.
are,
That's good medical advice.
yeah, and that's it. So um, then traveling has been also one of the journey that I have taken. To travel and meet different culture and the indigenous tribe, different tribes in Amazon. This picture you've shown, it was like a cleanup in Lake Pura in Peru. So
Wow.
so I went there to Peru. I don't have money, just 28 months. I started flying from Canada all the way to South America with just a fare, and then work there as like exchange of work in a hostel, and in that activity one day, that's me in the mascot. We stand up paddle, we kayak, and get all the plastics on that lake,
Wow.
and I brought a pen, a colored pen, and a book. So I draw. I don't have to because I have lots of time. So I just to sketch and draw. So that's how
Mm.
I waste, not necessarily waste your time, but making your time productive. Yeah,
Yeah,
and traveling.
yeah.
So that's it. That's one.
So so dan pala you
Mm.
mentioned no. Sustainability pala starts with first appreciating your surroundings. And then later on you love your surroundings. And then the next thing you know you're taking care of your surroundings, and then we will be at where you are, wherein it has become an advocacy already. So ganun pala
Mm.
yun ano?
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to love, you have to go through action, right? Know to love and to serve. That's basically it. And service has to be is not mere sweet words, but with deeds. So you really
Mm.
have to do it. Stop
Right.
talking. Let's all do it. Start acting.
That's true. Galing, galing, yeah.
Sabi nga,
Galing.
if I may add, sinabi nga, love is not a noun, it's a verb.
Yeah.
Mm,
He put it into action. Yan, exactly.
Pero ang ganda ng sinabi ni
yeah.
Sir Dan eh. I think so that this movement to ng sustainability would really spread out is
Mm.
I think first we need to teach the next generation, even this generation, no, how to first appreciate your environment, everything around you. Kasi si Sir Dan, it came in naturally eh. Tinan mo, sinabi niya, Kathy,
Mm.
nagka-camping siya. Yun ang gusto ko, mag-camping,
I
mga
know.
ganon.
I
So,
know.
di ba? Kasi ano, it's you and nature. And
Mm.
alam mo, I think maraming mga tao, hindi nila hindi nila fully alam ang beauty ng nature.
Mm.
They're so into this high-tech metropolitan world of ours
Mm.
na they lost touch with nature. And that's the reason why siguro they're not that concerned in trying to keep it, di ba?
Mm. Si Sir Dan, he's traveled the world, right? And naalala ko nung when I had the chance to visit Australia, to visit my friends there, ang mga malls nila maaga nagsasara kasi ang mga tao bumibili lang doon ng mga necessities nila. Kasi ang R&R nila is really going
Mm,
out, camping, cliff diving. So,
ganun.
tayo mga mall goers tayo eh, 'di ba?
Mall
So,
rats eh.
Dahil,
Yeah.
dahil may aircon, mainit. May aircon.
yeah, true. Okay.
Uh,
So thank you, Sir Dan. Our next question for you is, wait, let me just open my, dali lang. Carlo, ako ay, dali lang, sorry. Yung aking, okay. What initiatives, Sir Dan, have you spearheaded since you started your passion mission?
mm-mm. My background was like also like I was being helped by many people to continue my complete my studies in a vocational school as a scholar, and then doing a part-time schooling for industrial engineering and basic education. And because of that, people had been helping me, so it's more on passing forward. And after the typhoon Yolanda in 2013, I was in Peru that time, and I thought to myself, I have to go back to the Philippines and volunteer and help because I was volunteering in different places, teaching, painting, farming, teaching English. And in the process, I also learned Spanish as well. I've been to the Amazon, to the
Wow.
indigenous communities, and then learning from them, and because of that I came to the Philippines in February because a friend of mine started a project on renewable energy for the Yolanda affected areas, and we found out that islands and even cities and even mountains don't have access to energy, and that's the one. And then the second was incorporating education, the solar. We got laptops, secondhand laptops. We repair it because we want to not to buy and then integrate it with e-learning. And these are in Samar and in How Island, Leyte, and Talibon, Bohol. So basically, the first programs for the first 2 years was renewable energy, education, and the third is environment in cleanups. So environmental cleanups and entrepreneurship. So for entrepreneurship, these are our farmers initiatives in Mount Manungal, and also we have fisher groups in the island and coastal for seaweeds farming. So basically, we help them increase productivity and then train them and then market and sell them. So that's how we introduce social enterprise. So our aim is we crowdfund, but mostly we want to earn money from their produce as a social business. So that's how we sustain. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
Galing. Yung mga
Galing.
projects na to,
apat.
sir, yung mga projects na to, Dan, is it projects ng Seed for Com?
Yeah,
Or,
it's a program of Seed for Com. It's Sustainable Energy and Enterprise Development for Communities. It was
mm,
founded in April of 2014, anchored on Sustainable Development Goals, and it's called 4Es. The four
Wow.
there is energy, education, environment, and entrepreneurship.
we're
So it's
losing you.
for the communities,
We
grassroots.
Okay, that's energy, environment. We kind of lost you, Dan. Eh. Can
Education,
you repeat the Far East? Education
education,
and
and enterprise development. Enterprise.
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 Okay, that's
Okay.
awesome, Dan. Ang dami mo natutulungan sa
Mhm.
mga projects nyo. Ang galing. Oo, kumbaga hindi ma-equate ng pera ang tulong na naihahatid nyo sa mga
Yeah.
nangangailangan na tao sa mga rural at saka undeveloped areas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Okay, another question, Dan. What key factors have contributed to advancing your projects?
Mm-mm. So most importantly, when we started, we are just two, and it was built on partnerships because we have only limited resources, but we have unlimited potentials. Why?
Mm,
Because when we work together, we have many heads, we have many talents and many treasures to contribute to the community's problem. So
galing.
what we want is like we have to address the needs of the community. That's why our first program is provide energy access, meaning light, luces, and once they see there's light, they can see other things like the problems on water, health,
Mm,
sanitation, education, livelihood, etc. And we bring in different partners, civic organizations, government as a partner to implement, but we haven't got any financial funding from the government. But in other partnerships, we are very strong with
galing.
in terms of cleanup. So that's it. So solving the problems of the community to get together, uh, and that keeps us moving our advocacy. Yeah.
Ang focus areas mo, Dan, is you mentioned Samar. What are the other areas?
Um, yeah, for the energy in the first 2 years are in the Visayas, Samar, Bohol, Cebu. But in the environmental movement in 2014, we went global. We hosted the um, Asian Summit on Environment, and after that, the action plan is to come up with a national movement of Let's Do It Philippines, a volunteer to do cleanup in partnership with
Mm,
DNR EMB. We have a MOA in 2015. That's a very big contribution that we are putting the banner, the National Cleanup Day. This shirt I'm wearing,
mm.
NCUP National Cleanup Day coalition. So the idea is we gonna go where we are, clean up reef to ridge, and prevent that from getting dirtier again, and to collaborate with other stakeholders, companies, and etc. So we are nationwide, and our also our entrepreneurships are also with indigenous community in Coron. We sold their kasui during the pandemic,
Mm.
so because they asked for help, I said, what do you have? And they have kasui, no one's buying, so we market it online, and sell in the whole country. Yeah. So hindi
Dan,
lang
just to
sa
clarify, no?
uh
Just to clarify, Dan, no? You mentioned so many great things, no? Pero sa energy, you mentioned that you try to provide energy for these undeveloped areas, no?
mm-mm,
Ano yung technology ginagamit nyo? Is it solar power?
mm-mm, mm-mm. Yeah, so during the disaster response in 2014, 2015, we put up solar home light and charging of gadgets because we found out that
Oh.
there are senior people that needs energy to access their nebulizer. And we even provide a 5,000 watt solar PV to schools in Malapascua, in
Wow.
Leyte,
Mm.
and also we have integrated wind turbine in two areas as well in powering up a school. So our aim is really
Wow.
to have microgrids, but our partnership with Nanyang Technological University only lasts for 2 years. So now we're so happy that the advocacy for RE industries are already here. We conduct training on solar installation in partnership with different universities here in Cebu.
Mm.
We contribute to creation of jobs because those who train, they put up their own business and they become RE, a green job worker, and our volunteers had benefit a lot. So we don't pay for people. Well, as of now, for our 7 years, we are 100% volunteer. Uh, we don't have administration costs, so mostly direct to projects. So
Mm.
that's
Galing.
what we do on renewable. Mhm. So we're hoping
Yeah.
we get partners with renewable energy industries, and we provide them with the communities that they can provide their technology, etc. We
Mm.
know the problem since 2014, so we become more we speak now the language of those energy poor. And not only in rural, even in urban, a lot right now, March is a fire month, maraming sunog dahil wala silang
Mm.
connection sa ilaw. They use kerosene,
Mm.
gas. So merong ganon. So we provide a solution. It's cheaper using PET bottle, and we call it Eco Tabang Solar Lamp. It started as a response in the earthquake of Leyte in 2017. And then we make it as a movement, the Eco Tabang Solar Lamp, wherein we train the community, we train different groups, and sila mismo mag-build na ng and assemble their own. So that the last year there was a bagyo in northern Luzon and the southern Luzon. Our volunteer in Parañaque all over, they're making lamps, close to 500 solar lamps distributed in different areas and being funded by different groups, social media. No, so that's how our our
Ang galing.
strategy, friends,
Wow.
social media.
Ang galing. Ang
So
galing. Yeah.
Sir, sir, buti nakahanap nga kami ng katulad ninyo na, parehong gustong magsulong ng magagandang proyekto para sa ano natin, kapakanan ng mundo at saka kapakanan muna ng Pilipinas, 'di ba, first and foremost. Tapos the rest of the world. Pero sir, yun nga, question namin, ano yung key factors that have contributed to advancing your project? Kasi kailangan din namin ng tips kasi
mm,
we're relatively new.
oo.
Sustainable PH is medyo new, and so we want to learn from you also.
Actually, the our story is like how we are empowering communities and transforming their lives. And even as I said, our heart of the organization is our volunteers, no, and building
Mm.
partnerships all level to deliver what is needed, and that's the most important. And then finding talaga people in the team. Every year we come up with Eco Leaders Camp. It's our recruitment program to get leaders in different locality. I traveled all over the region when there was no COVID, but in the COVID pandemic, we did a 1 week camp virtual. We gathered 300 volunteers as our leader. And after that, they execute local activity or action as eco leader, as create a team and know about environmental laws. So that's how we replicate,
Mm.
and we teach, mentor, and partner. We don't restrict this information as much as possible. It should be doable. That's the only way we can exponentially grow, because we are only
Mm.
small. We don't compete, but sometimes INGO other groups are they are maybe uh, we are a threat to them. I said no, we should be partners.
Mm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Because you're fighting for the same cause.
Yeah.
mm,
Oh, there's no reason to compete or to fight. Oo, kasi
Exactly.
yeah.
ang approach mo, Dan, is really good. Kasi you're encouraging that you
Mm.
work together. Kasi
Yes.
baka you'll be more capable of achieving greater things.
Right.
So,
Mm,
okay, Dan, another question. How can we turn our waste into cash? Yan yung ano kanina, turn your waste into cash. Posible ba to,
mm.
Dan?
Yeah. So I realized, like, when I was a kid, we always during the tawag dito, yung November 1 and 2, Todos los Santos, we always go to the cemetery, and get all these melted candles. And then these melted candles we sell after a week, because
Mm,
it's being sold again to make another candle, the wax. And
I see.
yun, the tin cans. So at a very young age, when you have no resources, there are ways to earn. And all over the
Mm,
country, I was in Samar the time. So these magbubote, they always leave their house at 5 p.m. and at 10 they get the cartoon, ng pet bottles, and at the end of the day, they get 500 pesos to 300. So that's
okay, okay.
already enough for their day. So
Mm.
the concept here is there is what we call in our Republic Act 9003, the Solid Waste Management Act, wherein we are instructed, encouraged, not only encouraged, but we should have to implement it, the segregation at source. All our
Mhm.
compostable bio waste has to be a fertilizer, taking care of the soil, and then those recyclable, yung we have to segregate like cans, PET bottles, but the PET bottles now is very cheap, maybe 2 kilos. 1 kilo is 2 pesos to 4 pesos. But what we are pushing right now is the aluminum cans because they are like 30 to 40 pesos a kilo. So,
Mm.
so containers, aluminum, then the glass, sad to say, no one's buying it in the junk shop. Only few like Olafo or the Tanduay, but the other glass, no one's buying. Although these
Mm.
are recyclable items and it's very heavy. So
Mm.
in our program here in Sid4Com, we have this Green Bank PH, Green Bank Philippines. We pilot here in Inayawan. The picture, it's they are former waste pickers, 77 houses, and we organized them long time ago, and then we come up with idea that we want to have data. We connect with a local cooperative, or the fullness of this is to connect with the bank, wherein the local cooperatives or groups have access to banking system. So every time they turn in the recyclables, it turns into cash. They can withdraw it. But since we don't have that, I've learned this system in Indonesia. When I was there, it's working, partnered with their national bank. But for us at the local level, we partner with a local cooperative. Here in Cebu is a local cooperative, HCC, a hypercredit cooperative, and basically uh, we buy, those recyclable and include the waste picker. We don't kill them. No, we don't compete with the local junk shops. So
Mm.
where we want to increase the recycling rate at home, and then get the local waste pickers increase their good recyclables, clean, and they have a lot of money when they sell it to the junk shops. And we want to record it, and we want to
Mm.
introduce mobile app. So we don't want to start creating. If there are, I know there are different startup. I have many friends who are doing an app. It's a matter of integrating it, and then have the data at the end of the year. Let's say how many are being recycled, the PET bottles, how much it converts into economic,
Mm.
currency, but other groups, like here in our Inayawan project, we don't have a banking system yet, but we want to come up with a barter store in the local community. So there's an equivalent of how much you segregate in a week, then you can exchange it with a basic commodity, and then it will be sold to a junk shop by the group. So we don't create something. We want to complement and support what is existing because it's easier and it takes time to train, new groups. So that's the
Mm.
concept of Green Bank. The concept here: increase recycling rate at source at home. Don't kill the waste picker. That's their business. We don't compete,
Mm.
and help them, provide them the group. So we want them to be a cooperative, or we provide them what is needed as a non-profit organization, connect them to the junk shops, and have that data. That's the data that we have, and we can replicate it anytime when we have the mobile app. But it's sad to say, these waste pickers don't even have a cell phone, don't even have a mobile phone, So that's also a challenge. So we will do a manual thing, and that's the idea. So
Okay.
green back. And right now, Kathy and Carlo, a lot now in Manila and anywhere,
Mm-mm.
many starts up of collecting the trash, and
Yeah.
the
Mm.
problem right now of the waste picker, wala na silang makuha, wala na silang pera. So they become a competitor. so so
Mhm.
so they usually go to where are these landfill and dump sites, and the DNR has mandated now for this month to close all the dump sites. It's been a long time na to close it, but now they are taking that action, no, this year, closing dump sites.
Okay.
I just
So,
have to say, Kathy, no, ang galing ng approach ni Dan, no, and his organization. Kasi they're hitting two birds with one stone. We
mm,
have a problem with cleanliness or
mhm,
waste management. So
mhm.
that's problem number one. We
Yeah,
have a problem with unemployment
right.
or a lot of people living below the poverty line. That's problem
Mm.
number two. This approach solves two
Subs too.
problems with one action.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right,
you're
right.
cleaning the environment at the same time you're giving employment to people, which is actually brilliant.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And
That,
also, like, if you just focus on recyclable, Kathy and Carlo, it's very cheap now. Plastic PET bottles is very
mm,
cheap, and compared to aluminum cans. And if you focus on recycling, we have another one, upcycling. So like this one, this is made of single-use plastic, and then ginansilyo, naging pitaka. I mean, I bought it from
mm,
women in Leyte as our partner
Galing.
mm,
in education. And I have this one. This is the cloth bag, excess cloth from manufacturing textile here in Cebu, yung export. I tap the youth na-train siya gumawa ng bag, and siya yung gumawa nito. Binibenta namin, apron,
Mm.
etc. at a higher cost. Kung i-recycle mo, yung benta lang ng junk to junk shop, konti. But when you upcycle, you have the craftsmanship, you have the creativity. It has more higher value. So that's what we also have
Ag-
to push. Like this is PET bottle made into lamps, solar lamp, etc. Kaysa ikilo yung PET bottle, 2 pesos a kilo. Pero gawin mong arts or a decor, maybe 50, 100. So depende sa price. So
yeah.
that's the recycling and the downcycling when the material has lesser value, you know, and we push on upcycling. And also in the Philippines, less line yung recycling company natin. So we encourage more investment in local recycling. Para hindi na siya i i-cost yung ang laking cost kasi dito is transportation cost. Kaya konti lang yung presyo sa baba and then higher ups is sent somewhere. Cost yun. So we hope we have more recycling local or eco artist upcycling and repair because right now there's so much things to repair. If you don't have to throw your cell phone, you have to repair it. You don't have to throw your shorts or pants, you have to sew it. These things is also part of no waste. And I said there are two terms here: trash, and waste. Trash, you go to the landfill, wala kang silbi, you are useless, you are a trash. If you are useful as a
Mhm.
resource to other input, then you are waste. So you are a treasure to
Mm.
other areas, like a raw material to other areas. So
Mm.
yun siya, Carla and Kathy.
Right.
Ang galing, ano? So yung waste pala, there are three approaches here. Recycle means you restore it to its former purpose. Ang
Like
downcycling, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, example dyan, yung bottles, yung metals,
Mm.
yung aluminum, you can recycle them 100%. No? Yung
Yeah.
PET bottles, downcycling yun because wala siya. Pag ma-treat na yan, maging plate na siya, hindi na siya PET bottles ulit. No? And you need a lot, and you need energy, you need people, you need power. So, marami ding resources doon. Kaya yung sa amin, sa EcoBricks Philippines, yung mga single-use plastic, nilagay sa bote, kinakat yan, ipasok sa bote, compact. So you don't have to pay for landfill because 1 ton, 1,000 kilos of waste is paid by the city for around 1,200 to 1,500 per ton, excluding pa yung transport, yung tipping fee ng ng truck mo, ang pagkokolekta.
Landfill.
So
Mm-mm.
landfill. So just today I went to a landfill because I visited one of the landfill, and our would-be partner here, Arn. They are a landfill waste management here in Cebu.
So yung proseso na yan,
So,
yung
so
lalagay mo
yun
sa
siya.
yun Dan, yung proseso na yan na ilalagay mo sa landfill, would you call that downcycling or upcycling?
So it's one of the approved sanitary landfill, no, recommended. So the idea here, you have to dig, you dig a hole, and then all your residual waste na walang silbi will be thrown
Mhm.
there. They will be
Mhm.
under the earth. So there's no such thing as throw away mentality. We're just
Mhm.
throwing it in the earth, not in Mars. So it's just here. That's our legacy. Plastic, our pollution. So not anymore because we could be decomposed. We are rotted. We as a
Okay.
carbon item, but what will leave behind is the things that we use that cannot be
Mhm.
rotten, composted. So yun, nasa landfill yun, and it's sanitary. So maybe it's good to discuss an expert on that because we have limited time. But the idea
Mhm.
is we want to prolong the life of the landfill. We don't want to create another hole, find a place where you put those trash that's generated. So reduction of waste. So
Mhm.
segregation is important, but the most important is reduction. So lesser waste is better.
Hmm. S-
Right.
so yung mga single-use plastics, 'di ba? You have a project that
Mm-mm.
you're spearheading as well, which are yung eco bricks. So ito 'yon. Magkukuha tayo ng mga mga ganitong bote, 'yan. Tapos lalagyan siya ng mga plastic sa loob, right? And then, isasara siya tapos, isu-surrender siya saan, Dan?
Mm-mm.
Paano tayo
Yeah.
oo.
So I encourage everyone who are listening to go to our page, EcoBreaks Philippines. Meron po dong mga drop-off sites na nag-volunteer. And then,
Okay,
meron nag-communicate sa atin isang farm in Nueva Ecija. They need
okay.
4,000 EcoBricks. So ang ginawa namin, we're collecting EcoBricks, but I said to them, you better give us donation in exchange because you're a
Mhm.
private company. Unless you're a public project, so we will do it for free. So they agreed. So we are happy. It's one of our source of income to conduct more training in Bahay Turo. No, so we build a farm there. We train the women. They're building a permaculture in Barangay Bahay Turo and QC. So that's
Okay.
one of our projects.
So we'll visit Eco Bricks Philippines on Facebook to know more about it. Kasi
Yeah, and you
may
can.
mga specific sizes ba ng mga bote? Does it have to be 1 litro ng soda or, kahit anong bote ba
Yeah.
na plastic, pwede?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You don't have to. They don't use. They don't buy. So I said you find something in the street and get it. But the idea here, if it will be pushed, deposit system in the other country, there's already an included deposit in every packaging, and you don't
Mhm.
have to weigh them anymore. Like, what if we say like 50 cents or 25 cents per bote ng pet bottle? So wala kang pera, kuha ka na lang ng 10, you get 25 pesos. You don't have to
Mhm.
weigh them, because they are part already when you buy. We don't have to purchase this machine, etc. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So Carlo, siguro ang tanong ko na lang in general, kasi yung format talaga ng show natin is how industries have been affected by the pandemic. So
Mm.
yung trademark ng show is, ito nga ba Dan, yung sustainability world, how has it been affected by the pandemic? Medyo na push backwards ba siya? Na tigil ba siya? Or lalong umusad siya because of the pandemic?
Mm-mm. So our campaign for clean ups and plastics, nagsa-surge up siya. So for the past, when we started the clean at 2015, we are moving. Everyone becomes more knowledgeable, aware. They are now living the zero waste mentality, etc. As a fad becomes sort of. But with the COVID thing, it has to be for people, as you said, um, protecting our health, and that's how plastic also has its role. But the question is the disposal. Is it we have Do we have the facility, the technology the collection to collect them. So what we have been doing for the pandemic with the plastic that we use, order online, etc. We put them into these eco bricks that everyone can do. Na hindi na kayo kailangan magtapon kasi pinapasok nyo din sa bote at saka magagamit siya kaysa mapunta sa landfill or mapunta sa dagat or nasunog siya. So, and it traps this possible spread of the virus because it's in that bottle, you know. And not the face mask, the face shields, these are all uh, single use, you know, and we don't want that to pollute to the biosphere. So, so even with the pandemic, our program for Seed for Calm, hindi din nag-stop because our people, the farmers, the fishers, our community needs help. So what we do was, since we trained them into sewing, our women makes masks, makes PPE, and sold them to locally, you know, to hospitals. And the story here, we sent even like 1,000 masks to Guam, no, two
Oh,
months after the break with the lockdown, and then the fishers we sell them online because they are connected, and then we sell it online, and people go to the port and buy, you know, and the farmers, we create a online partnership with Oh My Genie, Oh My Grocery now, and we have a subscription of per week we deliver those locally seasoned produce from the upland farmers, even
oh,
fruits and kasui from indigenous people. And I've
wow.
been traveling also to different areas and crossing these. Good that I'm not affected by the COVID. Maybe uh, the COVID knows like my immune system is stronger because so good.
Yeah,
Yeah. So we haven't stopped serving even the
yeah.
pandemic. We
That,
respond to crisis and etc. Yeah. Go ahead.
right.
Sorry.
And we pray na yung mga, yun, ikaw na who travels all around the Philippines ngayon, helping people. Well, of course, yun nga, yung protection mo and yung immune system mo nga, matibay nga dapat. We'll continue to pray for you. Kailangan namin ng maraming katulad mo. And Dan, you want also to promote the Global Recycling Day
Yeah.
happening this
Yeah.
March 18.
Yeah, March 18 is a global recycling day, so we have to appreciate the dignity and value of work, no matter how, you know, the dignity is how you do your work and hindi what kinds of work that you do. And the heroes here is our waste sector. Kung wala yung mga janitor, kung wala yung mga nagkokolekta sa atin ng mga recyclables, so magkasakit din tayo. Yung health natin dahil sa polluted environment. So kung sabihin natin sa sustainable pillars, if you want to have a robust economy, then you have to protect your environment. Because when you protect your environment, your land, your air, your water, you protect life. And that's people. So that's how we have to address. Hindi lang economic gains because we've realized like barter system, we produce your own food, it's printing your own money. So we don't need money if you have the food, you know. So it's just like that.
So Dan,
Thank you very much.
interested kami ni Carlo to know, anong mangyayari sa March 18? And ano yung
For us,
pwede naming magawa para
oo.
makatulong?
As you can see, segregation, and then donate your recyclables to your waste picker magbubuti. Know your waste pickers locally. Know where are your junk shops and
Oh,
support these different campaigns from different commercial establishment that they're accepting waste in exchange for cash or swap, you know. The Global Recycling Day, we want to collect as much as possible so wala siya ma-pollute yung oceans and landfill natin. Yeah,
yeah.
true.
Right. Oh, so also, if we want to get in touch with you, we can just reach you through your Seed for Com FB page, right?
Yes, yes,
Seed for
yes.
Com FB. But we'd like to give way to this comment. Carla, would you like to read it?
Okay. It came from Mar Ian. Let's not make plastic our legacy. Dan Diaz, very insightful words, Sir Dan. Thank you.
Thank you, Marian. Let's
All
do it.
Let's do it. So yeah, if you'd like to partner with Sir Dan, kung if you have an organization or you have the funds, or you are an ordinary citizen who just like to help and you want to know kung paano, just reach him through Seed for Com Facebook page, or you can search for his name, Dan
Yeah. And we
Diaz.
have local chapters. Yeah. And we have established many chapters. So may mag-message, meron na ba kayong chapter dito? Wala. Gusto ka? Okay. Magsimula tayo. We will train you. Kung gusto nyo, develop
That's
5 kids
nice.
and then come up with the projects that's doable based on the 4 E's. And that's it. You become our eco leader. We have done that in the social media. And yeah, so and I met them when I travel. So some I haven't met just in Facebook. And that's
Yeah,
how we are connected. How we are
that's
connected.
nice. Oh, okay. Someone from Germany
Oh
messaged
yes,
us.
Dankeschön, Peter.
Good to see you, Dan. You always inspire me.
Oh, thank
Ah,
you, Peter. I'm hoping to partner with Plastic Bank, your technology and your funding. We are grassroots and you have the strength in corporate partnership. So I'm hoping you have you have a branch here in Cebu aside from Luzon and Mindanao. So we are open to bring our hands and feet for Plastic Bank.
all right. So thank you so much for to our viewers who are watching us on live as well as replay. So ang dami, we are learning so much from Sir Dan and marami pa, and it's exciting. These are exciting times because we're having more sustainability champions reach out to us, and we will see more of Sir Dan. He may have a show with us soon. So ayusin natin.
Wow.
Yeah.
We'll see. Echo champions,
Oo.
not me, but the grassroots are will be sharing. No, I don't know. We'll
Right.
see. We're open.
And si Sir Peter as well from Germany. We're cooking up something also for everybody para lahat tayo sustainability champions. Everyone, lahat yun part ng community natin. We have the same cause. And again, like what Sir Dan said, we're not supposed to compete with each other. We're supposed to work together to achieve the same goal. All right.
Thank you
So
so much.
Sir Dan, thank you. Do you have any parting words to our viewers?
Yeah. So be a light, spread that light, and together we bring the brightest sustainability initiatives in the country to the rest of the world. So thank you very much, Luch's channel and Sustainable PH. Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank you,
much.
sir, so much, Sir Dan, and God bless you. Thank you. All
Yes,
right.
all of us. Thank.
All right. So, this is the part of our program where we do our takeaway. So, what we have learned from tonight. Yun yung this is how we end our show all the time, no. Ako muna, Carlo, and then you'll end.
Yeah.
Actually, I actually said my takeaway already in my uh,
Okay.
extra for Sir Dan earlier. Yun nga, it's a Filipino culture. Actually, it's not a good practice or culture in Filipinos na may crab mentality na when someone is prospering, we pull them down kasi we don't want them to succeed. But then we have to be different. We have to be um, um, to change the landscape. Kailangan ibahin natin yung we be counterculture kasi hindi yan in line with what God is teaching us, 'di ba? To work together, sabi nga ni God. Love God first and foremost, and then love your neighbor as yourself. And this love for nature should really be and our environment, as well as our love for our fellow men, is a mandate from the Lord. And di ba, before he created us, he created the creation first. So this creation that he created was for man. So it is it should be innate in us to take care and be great and be good stewards of these creations of the Lord.
Okay, thank you so much, Kathy. Well, ako naman, I was awe inspired with the story of Dan, no, and his organization, no, because we saw sustainability in action, and believing in these key principles, no, what benefit can one bring to many people. Makita natin yung mga projects nila, Sir Dan, sa mga undeveloped areas, no? Sa country natin. They provided energy, they provided education, meron pa silang disaster response sa mga nasalanta. 'Di ba yung bote ginagawang nagiging solar power para may ilaw. And ang galing eh yung approach is very it's very logical kasi itong mga
Practical,
areas na to, yeah, kasi
very
mga
practical.
areas na to that Dan was talking about, no, is the poorest of the poor. So I think well, hindi inaabot ng kuryente yan, pero kung abutin man, baka hirap din sila magbayad, no? And yung approach na they use renewable energy, energy from the sun is free. Libre yan. So, naglalagay sila ng mga solar panels doon, may solar powered school. I mean, grabe, ang galing. So, it's really sustainability in action. And it's been a privilege listening to him, no? Kasi
Yeah,
he's talking not about just theory, but actually he's talking about application eh. Kung paano kung how we start learning how important the the principles of sustainability are. That if you incorporate that into your person and then you apply it to your community, what what a blessing you could be to your
right.
community. So
That's
doon
right.
bilib ako. So there,
So
Kathy.
So who knows, baka because of this episode, some might contact Sir Dan and come up with a chapter in their
Yeah.
area, 'di ba? Nung group ni Sir Dan, and yeah, we are partnering with him also in helping him communicate his messages. And hopefully he becomes part of Sustainable PH in to have a show with us as well. So yeah,
Oh
there.
yeah. Sir Dan and Peter, we're hoping that you join us and you have your own shows. Kasi the purpose of this channel, yung sustainable PH, it's not because that we want to be popular or anything like that. The purpose is we really want to start a movement. Change happens when we impart to each and every person that we reach the values of sustainability, and they begin to believe that and apply it in their lives and to their own community. So this is the purpose of Sustainable PHTV. Ang
Mhm.
purpose natin is we're actually trying to influence everybody who is watching, because sustainability is really important. It's really important. Ito, ang kinaganda lang talaga ng topic natin for tonight is we saw, we keep saying that sustainability is important, it's so valuable and stuff like that. But we saw the benefits. Kasi we saw sustainability in action. Si Dan was talking about benefits, tangible benefits,
Mm.
na yung mga hindi nakakapag-aral because by solar-powered school, nakakapag-aral na sila. It's tangible eh.
Mm.
Talagang ma-appreciate, hindi siya yung parang lip service eh. Na
Right.
parang na, may highfalutin words na kung ano-ano. Hindi siya ganun eh. These
Mm.
are tangible benefits that help people. Kaya napaka-importante ng sustainability. And I advocate na that all of us embrace it.
That's right. Okay, so again, Carlo, thank you so much. Ian, we miss you tonight.
We
Sir
miss
Dan,
you,
Jay,
Ian.
thank you for guesting in our show. And for the viewers, whether on live or replay, thank you for tuning in tonight. God bless all of you. And please go and visit our Edenic Archipelago art
Mm.
exhibit for a cause. It's still ongoing. It will be there until Sunday this week. So it's been extended. So hanggang Sunday na siya. This is our second week. So bring home an art piece. And you're with that, you're able to help push forward sustainability efforts of this organization, as well as you're able to help the artists who have been affected by the pandemic as well.
Yeah,
So
bisita na kayo kasi nabebenta na yung mga paintings.
yeah.
We bless everyone who bought, no. Thank you so much. We can't appreciate you more. Through your purchase of that painting, through the auction or through the gallery, malaking tulong yan to Sustainable PH. We have so many good projects in mind ang purpose niya is to help the community. Of course, yung marginalized, yung people who can't help themselves. And we can put this into action with the money, with the proceeds that come from there. So thank you so much.
All right. So that ends with that. We end our show for tonight, and this is Edenic Archipelago. Watch this.